I need you. Ooh, I'm standing in the need right now. I need you, Lord. Oh, I'm calling on you, Jesus, 'cause only you can make a way, make a way, make a way. Oh, I need you, Lord, I need you. Lord, me. It's all I seem to do is hurt me. Jesus, hurt me. Oh, Lord. Oh, deliver me, 'cause all I seem to do is hurt me, Lord, hurt I'm calling on you right now, Jesus. Break every generational curse. Break every chain that has me bound, God. I need you to do it. Only you can do it. Only you can do it. Only you can do it, Jesus. This is my answer. Lord, calling on you right now. I need you, Jesus. I need you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Behold you, thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I wanna do mine. I wanna do mine. Please. you, Lord. Only you can.
Every time I hear that song, every time I hear that song, I have church on the inside. And I chose that song because it is time for us to have an exodus from the bad parts of ourselves. It is time to be grateful to God that we have an opportunity in this lifetime to be able to free ourselves from what the world has put in us, to find ourselves in a greater place from within so that we can change the things outside around us. I welcome you to another Alkebulan Inspirational Sunday. Yeah, that song, let me deliver me. This is my Exodus by Donald Lawrence. When I'm telling you, yeah, they came out with that one. And I can play that song over and over and over again. And it puts me deeper, deeper, deeper into that experience where I'm calling on God to free me from whatever chains I allowed to stay within me to keep me from being my greater self. And so in that space, I played it because we are here at Alkebulan, World of Alkebulan, and the Alkebulan Inspirational Sunday to experience the rise of the African, that free spirited, God connected, God led, and God fed being that is within you so that we could change and affect the world around us. This is my exodus. This is the season of Lent where I'm walking out of away from the Egypt, that Europeanized word for Kemet. I'm walking out of the Egypt into my promised land. That place inside me that is connected to God, my people, and the struggle, so that we can continue building what God has called us to build here on earth. Yeah, we're not waiting for something to happen to us after we pass away. No, we're going to create a better world today. We're going to raise up a generation that obeys and learns how to live as the people of God, the Most High. Yes. Um, so in this space, we say, this is our exodus. This is a continuing journey that we have on a day to day basis, an hour to hour, second to second. We have always been fighting for the liberation of our people, our awareness to God, and the liberation of our people with that awareness. And so the struggle continues as we seek to continue to build and free ourselves. So we ask you that if you're watching on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you can be aware of the different programmers that we have. And then if you're watching on Facebook, always like, always comment, always share. This is how we develop the algorithm so that the individuals who may draw a likeness to this experience um, will be notified automatically, on top of you doing it. Again, we are creating more and more greater experiences here, World of Akibaland. Uh, of course, this is an inspirational Sunday. On Tuesday nights, we have the African Speaks. Thursdays, we have After Stream. Friday and Saturday, we have African History class at 1 and African Understanding African Spirituality class at 2. Now, I've been also focused on a lot of infrastructure development. So I pull and I try to be as consistent as possible, but I have to pull and take sometimes on one of the days. Like yesterday, I was focused on rewiring our church institution for more of a more dynamic, more up to date technology when it comes to music. And hopefully, when we get this new sound system set up, and we'll then focus on the audio visual part of our church service when we are in the building and what we look like and sound like when we're live streaming from the building. So we definitely are working on those things. So I say, when you don't see me, know I'm working. When you do see me, we working. But we also building on the infrastructure of World of Akiba, and there's so much coming, and so much that I'm working on behind the scenes to prepare to launch and create a platform for people to walk in and support and help and do and give and grow. It's a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes, and so I thank you. But and I also let you know that this work is due to our ancient covenant promise that we have with the Creator. He said, I will be your God if you be my people. And being the people of God, meaning that there are things that we have to do. It's not saying that I believe in God and that's it, and you accept how this world, this global systematic oppression that we're experiencing all over the world as Black people, how it works against us, and the only way we can overturn it is if we become the people of God, and that's that one people where we're working together, and God promises us that He'll be with us in this battle. But we have to do things, and that means we have to live as a family, and it is based off of, yes, relationships, and we talk about that hand to hand, our hand to God, connected to God, our hand connected to ourselves, our hand connected to nature, our hand connected to our ancestors. It's all about the relationship, and the stronger the relationship, the stronger the power that we'll be able to feel God coming through us and working through us. This is a continuation. We always talk about that continuity. This is our word. I want you to always connect your the day before. Forget your yesterday. No, you don't forget your yesterday. You learn from your yesterday. You learn from the lessons we teach, and you connect them with your journey. Your journey. Don't erase them. So in this experience, we are continuing this journey, and we are in the season of Lent. And season is that 40-day journey. And last week we talked about it's a spiritual journey to get closer to God. And that's what Lent is. We're preparing for our resurrection Sunday. But Lent is that 40 days before Easter Sunday. 40 days are before and we say the resurrection of you. Right, because you knew who you were before God placed you in this physical realm. And coming into this world, we have separated our spiritual selves from our conscious mind. Because at one point, we all spirit. God said, I'm sending you here to do something on earth, just the same way He sent to Jesus. I'm sending you here to do something, liberate my people, increase their awareness of me and them. That's why in the book it says, in the Jesus story, it always says that, He said, hey, these things that I do and even greater things will you do. And they always got mad at His disciples for not being able to um, follow His instructions, and how long I got to be with you before you get it, right? And so that's the part we want to get. Being able to connect this journey to the journey of Black people from centuries behind, getting back to our divine selves, and that is living according to what God would have us live, be, and do. We have been the kings and queens of humanity for we still are, and getting back to the point where we live is that with each other. And so that's what Lent is about, getting us closer to God. And a lot of times people, they renounce certain things when it comes to Lent. They unlock, they say, well, look, I'm going to do better during Lent so that on Resurrection Sunday I can become closer to God and know more. People, certain traditional Christians focus on Jesus. Here, we're not focusing on Jesus. We talk focusing on God in you. We need you to become greater or more connected to the God in you, because it's the God in you that's going to help change this planet. It's the God in you that's going to share love on this earth. It's the God in you that has its gifts and talents and attributes stored on the inside, and we're helping you tap it in the outside. So it is definitely unlocking the power within. And I say, up, we can give even greater. We can unlocking your I am. Yes. Because that is what this is. We're unlocking, we're giving you some keys and techniques. This is that spiritual moment where the majority of those spiritual people of faith are focusing during Lent season. They're focusing on connecting closer to God. So they deny themselves certain things so that they can focus on the fact that they need the Creator. And I know for me, there are some things that when they say you take away certain things, brothers say, oh, wow, you don't take away nothing. I said, yeah, I do. I take away my selfishness. I said, because I don't eat, I don't sleep. There's a lot of things I don't do that I should be doing. I just run. So during Lent, I say, I'm going to give God back what I stole, which is my time to focus on. It's a God journey, and mortify my ego. And it's not about me. It's about God working through me. And so there are things that I do to increase my I am. And so we've been talking about that where we said using strategies. Strategies to get close to God during Lent. So on Resurrection Sunday, your awareness of the God in you is amplified. We said amplification, that is, we are in a season of amplification where God is giving more energy than anything. It's and it's the what today's date? Today's the 20. We're gonna see 222 in the next couple of days. Which day is 222? I'm gonna see what day that is. Is that on a uh 222 is on Tuesday night. Oh, that means African Speaks is gonna be full of fire because we're dealing with the strategies and opening up ourselves during the Lent season, right? And so last week we said that there were 9 strategies, and we got some more strategies for you. But last week, just to recap, we talked about one, putting God first, right? And so these are the strategies of accessing your greater self. So one was a putting God first. The other one was visualizing your greatness. You got to see you before you become you. Visualize your greatness. Two, then it was three, where you had to make a plan. And even in that plan, sometimes plans don't work in it. So if your first plan don't work, create another plan, then another plan. And so we also stated that you had to create good habits to put to get those plans. So that's why during Lent we are creating new habits for ourselves, exercising and we eating and everything else. We're gonna talk about that. All right. So then we said after you create good habits, you have to you might make some mistakes, you might fail, things might, but you don't give up, you learn from your mistakes. We said we don't take losses, we take lessons. Because in those lessons we grow wiser, we think even more. And so that in that thing of making mistakes, learning from your lessons, then you might reorganize. Once you reorganize, reprioritize, then you got to take risks. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to believe that you are becoming what God has called you to be. So some of the things that you might have to do might be harder than most. You take a leap of faith. And then after you take a leap of faith, if you need some help, you get support. Those are those 9. You get support. You get family to be by your side. You get friends to be by your side. I have a close friend who has had some spiritual blocks coming from organized faith, and they're trying to open themselves back up. I said, I need to put some work in because this person deserves to be free. Everybody does. So everything we do here at Worlds of Alkebulan is to create that environment to nurture the whole child, mind, body, spirit. And some of us need different things. And so you try to be what others need. That's why they said the 2 most greatest things to do is love that God with all thy heart, mind, and soul, and thy brother as thyself. Support is key. You can't do it by yourself. You can't. I always hang up and quickly log into the adults to get some type of feed because I'm running off of my God energy. What's tapped in me, where we in the middle of COVID and ain't nobody around, and can you still do what God has called you to do, or can you find ways to continue doing what God called you to do to increase your community? Because if you're only increasing yourself, it's not enough, because the world is still running rapid with racism, and we got to find a way to live in a world that allows us to be our divine selves, and that takes a group. And so that part. So today I wanted to focus on the topic of Lent, of course, still that spring cleaning. But the object is opening your eye to see. Yes, opening your eye to see. Now I'm gonna explain the visual. You see how he has his eye covered, and that's like when you go to the to see to the doctor and they're looking at your eyesight. You got to cover your eye and you got to read one thing so you see him from one eye, then you close the other eye, you got to look at it. So now we're not necessarily talking about the eyes, because your eyes are open and your eyes seeing. But what I wanted to do, because we're talking about your mind's eye. And if you've been a part of these classes, you said, you got 2 minds. You got the mind up here, and then you got the mind in your heart. Yeah, right. And then we talked about previously before in other series, we talked about a wilderness mindset, right? Meaning that you have a closed mind where you only think, you ain't thinking about nothing else, and you got one way of thinking, but then you got that open mind that is prepared, that is put there for growth and understanding. learning, development. And so we talked about the wilderness mindset. So in the wilderness now we're sitting there saying, okay, we want to open the third eye, your mind's eye, which is that inner God, the inner thinking, the inner brain. Now, a lot of times you don't you know when we speaking and people's talk about the third eye, your mind's eye, and you talk about your mind and you don't know that it's real. People be like, ah, they just talking about how I think. No, it's more than that. So it is literally, and when because the first step strategy for opening your mind's eye is we're gonna talk, well, let's switch. Meditation, uh third eye meditation. Now, I want to show you, if you see the picture, there is a gland at the middle, back in the middle, it's in there somewhere. You see it? Uh, and it's called the pineal gland. The pineal gland is something that's in your brain, and it is the source of all of your melanin. It's the source of wisdom, source of vibration. It's the source of your imagination, your deep thinking concepts. It's the source of psychic powers. It has a lot of abilities, and it's the key to the vibration of your entire body. If it's and they said most enlightened and strong individuals, when they do autopsies, it's vibrant. You know what I mean? And individuals who are not as vibrant or thinkers or superior thinkers and feelers, they see it as crystallized. You know what I mean? And it crystallizes that if you don't squeeze your toothpaste right and you get all that yucky stuff around, or you get that clump on your lotion, you can get clump in your brain. This is true story. This is all real. This is all scientific. And so what we've been doing in the African Speaks has been talking about the God particle. And the God particle is uh it's been your melanin. And it's what melanin can do. And it is, again, everything we talk about scientifically proven. This is not something that this is not the science did not agree with. So when we talk about your mind's eye, it is accessing that that part of your brain that completely opens up. And so when you're meditating, a lot of times when individuals meditate, um, they'll close your eyes and you have to visualize the glow right here. It is in that deep breathing, that third eye meditation, where you're breathing with your eyes closed. You're meditating with your eyes closed, and you all you see is this area of your brain right here. And you open it. You could actually tap into it, and once you start tapping it, you'll feel weight. When I first started doing third eye meditation, and I started, well, last week, I'm sitting there. Well, that was last week. It's this week because it was Sunday, so it's last week, right? And so I was sitting in my thing and I was meditating, and my head was glowing. I meditated and saw my head glow. It started here. My head started glowing, and then my body turned into a full glow. Because when you can control your thoughts, your third eye, your mind, your pineal gland, the pineal gland, when you can tap into that, it will tap into every part of your body, your being. We always talk about this. When we talk about your DNA, your structure, it's all you. God made you into a human, you're a human frequency gatherer. You're a human magnet for divine energy. You're literally a human magnet for divine power. They don't want to teach you that you're a human, everything inside. This is not something I'm just talking about saying to get you to meditate, to think deeper. No, this is literally your DNA, your genetic makeup, your biology. It is your God power. We are God beings. And being able to tap into that pineal gland. Now, here's something true. And because you can find this, Google, Google pineal gland, Google it, Google it, Google third eye meditation, Google it. That's one thing. Everything I say, you could Google, and you're going to find out how I'm getting smarter because I'm tapping into this information. The only people they've done deep work on third eye, your pineal gland. And the people who control that data is the government. The government uses it as a weapon to control. Yes. There's certain frequencies, certain prayers. They used to have individuals who joined the army for the sake of mastering the pineal gland usage. Y'all tap. And my thing is, if I can get a kid as young as all outdoors to tap into his third eye, how powerful will that child be? Hmm? So, strategy one in opening your eye is third eye meditation. Closing your eyes, meditating, and just focusing on this area and seeing what images come to you. Sometimes it might just be light because the light of God, the energy of God is in you. And so if you can see the light, the issue is when you open your eyes, can you be the light? Mm. Yeah, we talking about Lent, 40 days, preparing ourselves for the resurrection of a greater awareness of the God in you, opening your third eye to see who you are in God. The next strategy, or the next step for opening your eye, it's called breath work. This has been new to me. I've done it and I do it, but I didn't know I was doing it. And then I started realizing, oh, this is what this is. Okay. And so, we are taught certain things, and we'll look at the next, because you combine that with your third eye meditation. So when you third eye meditation and breathing techniques, and when you're deep breathing, it has a whole lot of different ailments when you're breathing. Meditation and has a whole lot of different ailments when you're breathing, because what these things are doing is increasing your ability to tap into your inner strength and your inner power. We are in a society of, and do I have it where a society that really puts things hard on black folk. And so when you got a world that is working against you, you got to find things that allow you to tap into the greater you, so that you can deal with a lot of you can tap into your greater power. During African Speaks, we talk about how did we overcome so many things. It's because we've learned, Africans know how to tap into that God power. And we can't get too far where we forget it. So breathing techniques, this is one that I'll teach you. And it's inhaling, and it's how to inhale and how to exhale. I have a friend in Algernon, and me and her first, we was taking walks in the park, and we were talking, and I brought her some of her first crystals. And she goes to the park and she sits in the nature and she practices a breathing. It's like rapid breathing, or it's in the nose, out the mouth, or in your nose, out your mouth. Now, one of the things that I do, and it might looks funny to you, but it increases it relieves stress. Increases your immune system. It increases self-awareness. It enhances self-love. It releases fear and trauma. It does a whole lot when you're breathing in a particular way. Some people might inhale for the count of 7, hold for the count of 7, exhale for the count of 7. That's one of the things I do, right? Then in my breathing technique is right here. You hold a nostril and you inhale from one side. And when you inhale, you're breathing, your chest is going up, and then your stomach goes out. That's when you're full. All right. And then the oxygen, you are actually bringing oxygen to every organ of your body. So now your body is functioning in ways that you can't. Asian people call Americans shallow breathers because we don't inhale deeply to relieve ourselves from stress. People say, how do you do what you do? Breath technique, meditation. At first it's me, I'm just surrendering to the will and power of God. And that means I had to do things to get there. These are the things that my church, Shrines of the Black Madonna Pan African Orthodox Christian Church, these were things that we had to do as missionaries every day, if not every day, to get through our job, who we are. It was a part of it. And now, one thing I found on my own again is inhaling, hold, then you exhale out the other nostril. Then you inhale from that nostril. And it's inhaling and exhaling from side to side. right? And that's circulating the breath, the left side of you and the right side of you, left side of your brain, right side of your brain, left nostril, right nostril, what breathes in. And then when you allow them both to work together, which is what we normally do, you know what I'm saying? It's clearing a whole lot when you talk about um and we're gonna get it because this word is getting ready to come up. Um and so that was one too. So in understanding how these work together, how meditating and breathing, third eye meditation, along with breath work, and then you got somebody working with you. That's that combined energy field. It's not just the energy of yourself; it's a combined energy field with the people that you connect with life daily. Why? Because they're gonna do it. That's it. And the next one is yoga, right? And so a lot of times people don't, yoga's fun. No, yoga is a part of tapping into your third eye. It's opening your body. It's loosening your fears and increasing your energy and your immune system and self-awareness. And there is something called Kundalini yoga. And what that is when the energy that's in your lower self comes all the way up to here. And then now you are complete flow of energy. So what yoga does is it loosens the spine. It loosens the flexibility of the spine so that as the energy grows up, are there blocks in who you are? If you got blocks in your movement and your motion, the energy that is in you, in your spine, your nervous system can't reach your third eye. So when you sit down and see individuals, they stiff in certain ways. There's certain people that have stomach issues and breathing issues and then heart issues, and people say, "Oh, I can't speak." Why are you? That means you have a block in this chakra, right? Not being able to speak, and then you have the crown chakra. So energy comes up through the body. That's when you see that snake coming. If you ever see the thing and you see the snake coming up, wrapping around the spine, that's a Kundalini experience. It's trying to sit down and say that energy coming through up through your spine, trying to reach the pineal gland so it vibrates at a particular frequency. All of this was taught out of Africa. Let's start there. All of this is taught out of Africa. This is not something that's European. This is not something that's Asian. This is all African. And so Kundalini yoga, and it's just yoga in general, but Kundalini yoga is trying to tap into that if you watched Dragon Ball Z, that's that power. That's that power that comes out. And so we got one, which is third eye meditation, visualizing the glow and the power and the vibration of your third eye. We got two, breath work. Inhale, deep inhalations will heal tons of things. And we might just do a thing on breath work, right? And again, self-awareness, it clears self-awareness, fix your immune system. It kills trauma. It eases pain. Like, so now people with headaches, eases pain. So when you have a headache, headache is a lack of oxygen to the brain. You got migraines, that means you've spent so many times in your life, so many times. Wow, stop. I ain't spoken to my brother in a minute. And my brother Brian just hit me up. Yo, Brian, one love, man. Miss you. Hopefully everything is going well with you. You know what I mean? We can talk later. I had to do that, y'all. And just to let him know, I love you, man. This is what we do. You know what I mean? We got work to do, Brian. We got work to do, brother. Stop running around with those individuals who are not building anything for God or the ancestors to breathe into. It's time to put some work back in. Anyway, let's go. And so it really, when you're inhaling, the issue of headaches is oxygen to the body. And so if you inhaling, that means you got issue with migraines. It means your body has been under stress that you don't even know about. Black people live in a state of stress all the time. We're in an oppressive society. We all the time. And so being able to breathe, that release, and then the Kundalini the yoga, we call it cool, the art of becoming what God is already, or what you already are, right? And that's cool. And it's a combination of everything. It's an art of everything put together so that you can feel the power of God flowing through you. Man, we got books and books and books on this. We have sisters and brothers go to classes, and I got to get the sister up in here, and I'll call her and get her up here one Sunday to get to talk about this. We might ask her to come on Resurrection Sunday. We're going to see if we can do that. That's what I'm going to do, right? That's if we're not doing anything special, but she'd be special to have. Okay, so Cardinal Monifa, I'm talking about you. I'm calling your name out. Now, and so this is what yoga does for you. You know what I mean? And I know sometimes when my body is stressing is because my muscles are tightening up. My muscles are tightening up. And I said, okay, I got to do some breath work. I got to do some meditation, some third eye meditation when I'm not thinking deep, when I'm not seeing into the future. I'm not seeing myself or my thoughts or what God would have me do, or I'm not hearing my ancestors, that spiritual energy. I'm not feeling my brothers and sisters. It's a lot that goes on in this. So step one, again, third eye meditation. Step two, breath work. Step three, yoga. And you got kinetic yoga. You got kundalini yoga. You got all types of yoga, but it all does the same thing. Opens you up. Open your third eye. We getting that energy to flow to the top of your crown. Because when that energy hits your brain, woo, man, that's power that you've never felt. You feel like you're floating in air. You feel like you're floating. You feel like you're levitating. You feel like you're walking on water when that power hits you. Another thing we can do to open up our third eye is fix our diet. We have to accept and understand that the body is a vehicle for God to work through. The body is a vehicle for God to work through. If you give God mess, you won't. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear your mission. It's hard to access your gifts, your talents. It's hard to know your purpose when your body is breaking down and it's not functioning right. So there's a way to eat that increases who you are. I know when I've worked hard and worked hard and worked hard, and I'm not a vegan, but I eat vegan, meaning that there'll be periods of the week where that's it. I'm not doing that. This whole week I'm doing nothing but pure vegan, pure vegetables, uncooked foods. But you got grains, rice, you got your beans, you got your vegetables, you got your seeds and your nuts, your fruits. It's just your water intake. I need to do a sermon all on water. Man, if y'all understand the power of water, it's going to blow your mind. I keep saying I was going to do it. I was going to save it for the adults because it's really powerful. It's really powerful because I didn't know if y'all would understand it. But the more water you drink, pray over your water before you drink your water. You will see a change in your life because you're 100% water. I'm sorry to go off the rim, but it is what you put in your body. Your body has to process the food to turn it into energy. But when you're 80% something, water, and everything you need in this particular substance help you function better, water, the more you don't take it, everything in moderation. But when you intake it, it cleanses you, it increases you, it makes everything function better. Makes your digestive system run, your respiratory system flow. It cleanses you from mucus build up. Water, water. You high blood pressure. Sometimes when you got to fight it, I ain't taking no medication. I'm drinking water. I'm meditating. I'm breathing. Real talk. When we go back to I increased my water and changed my diet and meditated. And I remember I was at stroke level one time. Sorry y'all, but yeah, I was. And because of how hard I put in and work, and God said, you pushing yourself too hard. Don't push yourself too hard, son. I need you longer. And I heard him. My hand was shaking, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" I felt, I might have gone into a stroke. Called my son. I didn't, called my son. He said, "What you going?" He said, "You know what you got to do, right?" Yeah, then do it. I hung up the phone and cut all the lights off in the house. All the lights off in the house, and I sat there in pure quietness and meditated for the entire weekend. That was Friday night because it hit me. Saturday and Sunday. By Monday morning, pure meditation and breathing. My blood pressure was down like athletes. I think it was like 130 over 70. And I hadn't been down to 130 in like years. Meditation. I don't always have the time because of my responsibilities that I have in terms of the liberation of black people and my assignment. I don't always have the time to put that in like that. But I utilize food, meditation, and breathing to always keep me running. Another thing that you might want to add, and that's number four, but strategy number five, interpret essential oils into your diet. Essential oils? Yes, essential oils. In terms of, and that's eating them, that's rubbing them on your skin, or inhaling them through your respiratory system. What? Yes. Essential oils will help open up your third eye. It because they relax you. Anything that gets you in a peaceful sense where you can focus on the vibration of you, and you see a bunch of them. And essential oils are key to a whole lot of things. It will boost your mood when you have a bad mood. Some things that you can rub on you or inhale or eat. Like there are certain essential oils. I create a COVID tonic. If you have anything that's holding you down, illness, sickness, or anything, I create a COVID tonic. And that COVID tonic will if you put peppermint inside this tonic and you lick this oil, natural oils, and you drink it, that peppermint inside your body will open up everything. When I'm trying to tell you, because I'm not taking that, no disrespect. My body is a temple. I'm not putting something foreign in my body that God did not create. God created something something that will purify everything that you are. So no, and listen, my daughter has lupus. I can't be sick anyway because she don't have an immune system. But this, and so I give her immune system boosting remedies, but they give her medication to keep her immune system down. Why? Because her immune system attacks her body the way her immune system is, right? And this is a disorder, right? However, I make sure that she's infused with things that will destroy toxins in your body that will keep you from mastering your mind. Now, my man Mike Ben just tapped in. Now, I can talk about talent, creativity, and all that because that man exudes it. That's my boy. You know what I mean? We walk into places and people say, how are y'all this talented? It's because we're tapping into what God gave us. And sometimes there are strategies to tap in to what God gave you. We be in the rooms and people come in, and be like, oh, you had this class, this class, this class. And him and I both be like, no, no, and no. We just God given great. One love, my brother. Thank you for checking in. And so there's certain steps that you could take for this. And so I know lavender soaps. Lavender gives it's a peace of mind. It's a mood change. It reduces sleep, and it also reduces stress, and it also helps you sleep. When you're sitting down, if you're bathing in lavender and you're breathing it in, it's a whole different calm. It's a whole different level of peace. Eucalyptus eases pain. So if you're working out, you got everybody, you working out, you know how your muscles, if you ever work out and your muscles get tight, your legs get tight. If you have eucalyptus oil, you take the eucalyptus oil and rub it on you. What it does is eucalyptus oil. So when you're working out, let me see if I can do this. Your vessels, your blood vessels close up, right? When you're stressed, blood vessels close up. You put eucalyptus oil, it opens blood vessels so blood can flow. The more constricted your after working out, that means your muscles are not getting enough blood flow. You put eucalyptus on after a workout, it opens up, it takes away the pain, and you're able to work out even more. Natural healing. And that's what we're looking at during Lent, being able to tap in to that third eye to receive that natural healing, right? And so the next one, and oh, wait, I need to go get, okay, no, give me a second, right? Which is crystal meditation, right? I got to get something for y'all. I got to get one of my crystals. Be right back. I promise myself, you know, my crystal altar is just right over there. So also is crystal healing. God placed elements and stones on this world, right, for us to use. And crystals is one of them. A lot of people don't even, I don't understand that. I don't know that. I don't. Okay, well, you don't have to. This is ancient African wisdom. It didn't come from anywhere else. African wisdom, and there's a whole world that does this. Now, here's one. My daughter went crystal shopping the other day, and she found a couple of crystals that meant to her. I walked in here into a African shop, and I saw the crystal, and I have a big crystal meditation altar, right? And so there's certain things that does certain things, right? And it's a blue what is it? Blue cansite, something like that, right? And this is to relieve anxiety. It is leave negative energy. It releases stress and increases learning. Mm. So sometimes, like when I'm when if and I always found this out when I'm learning something new, my brain get hot and I get frustrated and I get mad and I get up and I got to walk away for a while because I'm accessing a different part of my brain and I'm trying to grasp myself around certain technologies. I always do this. And so when you're walking into a place and you're meditating, you can hold it, you can have it. I have something where I can create uh the crystals to illuminate in the room. So when you look on the ceiling, it's different. The colors of the it goes through the crystal. Not this one because it's not a glass crystal, but crystals like that, right? Where the crystals glows. This is real dense. But I have a series of crystals, and sometimes I'll sit down and I'll hold it, I'll rub it, and I'll meditate. Why? Because each crystal has its own powers. So when you walk into, if you ever go, you see a rock. Everything if you hopefully you've been in African spirituality class, everything is of God. There is nothing that we don't have that is not of God. Everything has its religious purpose or spiritual purposes. Everything. Dirt, rocks, clay. They say clay was made to make the man. Everything has a spiritual connotation, and if your eye is open, you see a spiritual universe. And this is what we're tapping into so that you could see a spiritual universe and see how you function in it and the things that you're supposed to achieve and do. Now, here, I try to tell you, I sit and I meditate. You can find certain people who will place it on their heads, and you have people who will place things on their hearts. You got it because you have a heart stone. You got the clear crystal that is just purification of energy and light in the room or in you. I had one of my mentors would take a clay crystal and walk it around, so he was always purifying. Then you have to take the crystal out and re-energize the crystal, right? But crystal meditation is important, and so I have crystals all over my house. Why? Because I want my space to be purified. When you got something that says learn increases the ability to learn, that's all I do. I'm always learning something new. And that when this called me, I stood stared at it, and I was like, I wanted to leave because I didn't want to really pay for this crystal. I didn't come in the store to buy a crystal. I went to the store to buy some incense, fragrances of what? Essential oils, right? So I was dealing with the aromatherapy of my meditation. And the crystal called me, said, don't leave this store without me. And I grabbed it when I saw that it increases learning and mental strength. I grabbed it. I said, "Wow, this is exactly what I need. It increases aids to memory and learning." And I was like, "Yeah, the negative and negativity and anxiety, I didn't suffer from that. But because I love learning and I'm always studying and I'm always trying to build, yeah, this has to be on my altar because I want to represent what the energy and power of the stone is used for." And again, this is ancient African wisdom that now modern societies are using. And so some people, when you go get a massage, they put these rocks on you, and it's not just any type of rock. Look at the rock and ask them, what is this rock and what is this rock to do? It's healing rocks. These opals and stuff, these are grounding rocks, And so it is a part of opening that, getting that energy coming up your spine to your crown so you can function at your highest self, because we are talking about opening your third eye to see, opening your eye to see. What are we trying to see? The God in us, the greater creator in us. And so let's go back. We've done the third eye meditation. We've done the breathe, breath work. We've done yoga. We talked about the diet, essential oils, right? And the aromas and everything that they do the mood. They change, they reduce stress. They help you sleep. Oils kill bacteria. I told I drink them. Reduce pain and weight because COVID deals with a lot of inflammation. And I didn't say this. COVID deals with a lot of inflammation of organs, lungs. Essential oils reduce inflammation in your body. I'm trying to tell you, you drink it, whatever inflammation, whatever's inflamed that's causing you problems, yeah, you gotta. It's not just one drink. You gotta drink it like it's like you're getting a IV drop. You know what I mean? It's like an IV drop. You just got to keep putting it in your system. So depending on the level of illness and your level of separation to the spiritual awareness, depends on how much you need to change your life to get access to your best self. All right. So that was one. Uh, Third eye meditation, two breath work, three yoga, four diet, uh, two add essential oils. I mean five add essential oils, six crystal meditation, seven we're gonna deal with sound therapy, right? Sound healing. Ooh. And so there's things that there are frequencies, and I don't have something for that. And we are always talked about frequencies. The crystal, the pineal gland vibrates everything. It regulates vibration. It regulates vibration to every organ in the body. And so certain vibrations stimulate the movement of your pineal gland. And it stimulates the vibrations of your thoughts and your processes and everything there. It does. And so sound therapy, like there's certain times where I want to open up my creativity. I cut all the lights off and I might burn some candles and incense and I have to have sound. My daughter would always tell her mom, "Daddy sleeping." She's talking to him. Daddy playing that weird music again. Yeah, well, the brother needs to realign himself to the God in him, and I need to harmonize frequencies with my pineal gland. Why? Because my third eye needs to be open and functioning at a high state because I want to experience the God in me, right? Even more. And so sometimes it's the frequency, it's humming, it's a whole lot of things, and different sounds do different things for you. And that's the part of what we do. And so now that's sound therapy. Sometimes I want to play music that has nobody's voices in it. They said Beethoven, the reason why his music was so great was because it functioned on what is called a God frequency, and it harmonizes with the vibration of the body, and that's what made it so popular. People, when they heard it, felt different, and so they made sure. I think it was the 432 or 524 frequency, and so you can Google it. Where you can have divine frequencies where you're playing things and you're just meditating or you're just going about your day and you have this sound in the background and it's aligning you up with the divine frequency of the universe. This is not all science. And we know that science is God's language to help us understand the world that He created. So we don't run from these things. These are the things that we embrace. When you're running from these things and these elements in the world, you're running from the wisdom of you. Lynn is about getting closer to God, and getting closer to God is understanding who you are. You know, one of the things I don't have a picture for, right? And wait, I'm gonna do this because I don't have a picture for it, but we're gonna drop this here, right? So now, y'all remember Prince wearing the third eye glasses, right? Y'all remember, and I don't know if y'all didn't. Prince and a lot of other people, artists and eclectic people, will walk around wearing third eye glasses. So if my eyesight, my two eyes need shielding from the sun, I also want to let you know that my third eye is open. My creativity comes from me tapping into the power of me. And Prince, sound was his thing. Sound, instruments playing, the vibration of music. I don't know nobody that does not like a Prince song. But if you remember the movie, right? And let me see if we can get this here. If you remember the movie in the Marvel where uh the Doctor Strange went to see the the lady. I forget the lady name, right? But she's in there and he's trying to tell her, I need to be healed. I need to be healed. Help me, help me, help me. And when he went to see the lady, he couldn't see. He didn't understand what she was talking about in terms of third eye healing. Even Marvel Comics talk about science as though they were truth, because it is. When I was a kid and I would read Fantastic Four, and they talked about quantum theories, and I thought it was just before the comic books until I got the encyclopedia and started looking up the phrases in the comic books. It's real information. Sometimes you don't understand it. You're being taught real life through cartoon, through entertainment. But then it takes a parent to explain to the child what you're seeing. So when Doctor Strange was up there and he was at Comatage, and he was looking for the elder to help him tap into to fix his brokenness, his hands, and he was arguing with her, and then she sat down and she just said, "Blue," and his body left his thing. She tapped into his third eye. I'm going to show you things that only your third eye can see, and it blew his mind. It blew his conscious mind, because the reality of your third eye is the level of your limitlessness. You realize that once you tap into that, how great you are, how powerful you are. That's what Sunday is about. Resurrection Sunday is about. It's about how powerful you are if you can resurrect your thoughts unto God. What more talent can you pull from you if you let God be great in you? And what gifts you have to give to the world will all come out in ways that you couldn't imagine. And so when she brought him back into it, he was like, teach me. He was ready. Now, there's no way for us to tap into your third eye. Now, wait, that is another process. Tapping. Sometimes you have to, you'll sit down and you meditate and you can see a glow. Tap it. Tap it to shake off some of the crystals that are in your brain, because you crystallize. Fluoride toothpaste crystallizes your pineal gland. It does. That's why some people stop using fluoride toothpaste, because of what fluoride does. Yeah, it cleans your mouth, disinfects, but it also, that's why you're not supposed to drink it. Lucas, you're not supposed to swallow toothpaste. Rinse your mouth out real good. Say why? Because it causes crystal on the brain, on the pineal gland. That's found out. Perms, people put perms in here. It puts a liquid goo on your brain too. Black women who likes to perm their hair, puts a liquid goo. Goo. I like that word, goo. But this is what Lynn is about, opening your third eye. So hopefully you were able to get something from it today. Again, it's the meditation, third eye meditation, strategy 1, breath technique, breath work. Strategy 2. Strategy 3 is yoga and Kundalini yoga. Strategy 4 is your diet, feeding your energy system so it produces energy. Strategy 5 was increasing your intake of your uses of essential oils. I burn throughout my house all the time. I burn frankincense. Frankincense is a energy purifier, right? It destroys negative energy and it keeps the positive energy within. A lot of people will sit down and say, well, we use sage. Sage takes away good and bad energy out. It strips the foundation. And so after you pure with sage, you got to open your door to push all energy out. You close your door and you're supposed to you got to then put what was negative, you got to put positive energy back in your house. So if you sage it and then all you have is negative energy around you, that means you got a house full of negative energy, a body full of negative energy, mind full of negative energy. Yeah, you don't want that. So I use essential oils to purify the space of negative energy, and then it relaxes me. It It relieves stress. It helps me stay in a spiritual state. You know what I mean? Certain fragrances and increases self-awareness of you. And I could be in the house and not be burning it and smell it. Mental memory. Right. And that's the moment I smell it, yeah, I think about the creator, I think about God, I think I'm in meditation, I think about all of it, and I'm back in my spiritual state. You know, we said regular crystal meditation. Now, crystal meditation can be done, you can have the crystals around you while you're doing your yoga. You can be burning your essential oils while you're doing your breath work. And you can have uh mm, the vibrating noise, the frequencies playing. You can have a jazz with certain high tone frequencies, or music piano keys with frequencies behind it. All of this opens your third eye. The opening of your third eye helps you to experience the God in you. Experiencing the God in you will help you tap into more of who God called you to be, helping you lead you to your purpose, tapping in your talents, your goals, your gifts, and all of that. So let's work toward our Resurrection Sunday moment by focusing on our third eye. And I'm gonna close playing my song again because, yeah, I'm going to exit from using, exit myself, basically. I'm going to leave myself to access a greater me. Let's go.
I need, ooh, I'm standing in the need right now. I need you, Lord. Oh, I'm calling on you, Jesus, 'cause only you can make a way, make a way, make a way. Oh, I need you, Lord. I need you, Lord. Me. So all I seem to do is hurt me. Jesus, hurt me. Oh, 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 Lord. Oh, deliver me. 'Cause all I seem to do is hurt me, Lord. Hurt Cause all I seem to do is hurt me, Jesus. Hurt me, Lord. Hurt me. I need you to deliver me, God. All I seem to do is hurt me. Oh, Father, hurt me. Hurt me. Jesus, I'm calling on you, Jesus, to deliver me, God. I need you, Jesus, to deliver me. Jesus. Break every generational curse. Break every chain that has me bound, God. I need you to do it. Only you can do it. Only you can do it. Only you can do it, Jesus. Oh, this is my answer. Lord, calling on you right now. I need you, Jesus. I need you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Behold, thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I wanna do mine. I wanna do mine. Thank you, Lord. Oh, I can't give it up. What you gonna do in my life, Jesus? Only you can do it for me, Jesus. I'm down here. It's gonna be
I hope you have an opportunity to find God in you. Find the God in you so that you can experience the best of you. Easter's coming, and let's be what God's called us to be. One love. That wasn't supposed to end that way, but it is what it is. And so we out. Where's this at? See, I got caught up. When you get caught up in the spirit and you try to do something new and you don't know what you're doing because the spirit got you and you flowing with this technology, it is what it is. You see, y'all see two of me now, right? I don't know how I did that. I love y'all. I love what I do. Um, I love how God is using me. And I'm going to continue surrendering as much as possible so that I can leave the worst of me behind and walk into an experience where all I see is my greatest self. I figured it out. And so with that, uh, I say I pray that you guys can have the most powerful experience of experiencing the God in you so that you can see the African in you rise.